How many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Listen, how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Listen, how many times can a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? Listen, how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? Listen, how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Listen, how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Listen, how many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry? Listen, how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Judge Timbers channel. Today we're going to be discussing one of the most iconic folk songs of the 1960s, or maybe of all time. Of course, I'm referring to Bob Dylan's classic, Blowin' in the Wind. This is a great track, as I'm sure you know. It's as classic as they come, and it's a great song for beginner guitarists. It only has 3 chords. Everybody knows this song, so it's a great song to add to your song list if you don't do it already. I'm going to teach this based on what I think Bob Dylan's playing on the original recording from the early 60s. So I have the guitar in standard tuning. I am using a capo on the 7th fret. Hopefully you can see the capo there, but there is a capo. Trust me, it's black on black, but there's a capo there on the 7th fret. If you listen to the original recording, you can definitely hear the guitar is capoed on the 7th fret. Bob, when he plays this live over his career, has played it without the capo. He's played it with all different shapes, but I'm going to give you this based on the original recording. Now, the good news, as I said, is there are only 3 chords. I'm going to give you the chord shapes. I'm going to name them all with the capo on the 7th fret just to keep this simple. So the 3 chords you're going to need are a G major, just a regular G major, however you want to voice that, a C major, and a D major, right? G, C, D. That is all you need to play this song. Now, Bob adds some kind of walking bass notes, walking up, walking down. They're optional. You don't have to play them, but if you want to play it more like the record, that's what he's doing. And when I say walking up, walking down, I'm always talking about a half-step interval, which is just 1 fret on the guitar. So if you're playing a C note on the A string, walking down would be to the B string. That's what I mean when I say walking down. So you'll hear that throughout the lesson. Let's just get into this. I'm going to show you the verse first. I'll play the first verse, and then I'll break it down real quick. It's real easy, and then we'll go to we'll call it the chorus, the blowing in the wind part. I'll play it once, show you the chords, and we'll call it a day. It's not going to take very long. So we start, the introduction is just a G chord. You're going to pluck the G bass note on the low E string, and then the little strumming. It starts. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas breeze must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? Okay, that's the verse. That's the first verse. There's 3 verses. They're all the same. So it starts with a G, how many, to a C, and then I'm going to walk the bass, C to a B, to a D, to a G. Now, before G, before you call him C, back to G, and then G, C, walk down to a D, back to G. Before she sleeps in the sand, to a D, hold the D now. Yes, and G, C, walk down to D, back to G. Before G, C, I walk it down back to G. Now, the answer, my friend. So let's just get right into it, right? C, walk down to D. Is G blowing in? If you want an A bass sound, you can do an A. Blowing in the wind, C. C, answer, walk down to D. Blowing in the G. And then the harmonica repeats that. So it's C, walk down to D. G, I'm going to add the A bass note to C, walk down C, B bass, D, back to G. So that's the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. That's it, folks. I'm not going to belabor this one. That is Blowing in the Wind. Again, one of the most iconic classic songs of the 1960s, maybe again of all time. A great track written and recorded by the great Bob Dylan. I'm saying great a lot, but when you cover a classic, it's hard not to repeat words like that. I really appreciate all your support, folks, and checking the lesson out and the cover version. Hope you're having a great day. Everybody stay safe. I will see you soon with another lesson. Take care.